So I've been slowly going through this the new edition of the Word on Fire, Acts, Letters, and Revelation, and the little bit of a nerd I am, I'm just comparing translations because people always bring up, oh, you should read the durum, which I do. I like the gospel in the durum. I like how the text is in red, so I do read it. I do like it. It's just when you're trying to give sacred texts, when you're trying to give the gospel to and the Bible to people that haven't been exposed to it, and they're in. Some people can find the language of the durum very difficult. I've seen this. So we've been in prayer groups and we read out a durum piece of scripture, and you lose people. So I'm trying. I've at least 12 different editions and of different Bibles, and I do like seeing how it's translated, and I'm comparing it with the Latin. Anyway, but one thing that struck me, and I'm asking for help, if anybody is a biblical expert, maybe they can help me. Okay, so here in Word on Fire, if we look at Acts chapter 9, and we go down to verse 5, and it says, he asked, "Who are you, Lord?" The reply came, "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting." So that's Acts chapter 9 verse 5 in the Word on Fire Bible. In the durum, if we look at that exact verse, it says, "Who said, 'Who art thou, Lord?' And he, 'I am Jesus, who thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the goad.' And he, trembling and astonished, said, 'Lord, what wilt thou have me do?'" So this is the durum. And there's a whole section there that's not in the Word on Fire, and I'm sure there's a good reason. But I have my Latin Bible, my Latin text here. And what year was this done? This was gifted to me. It was 1903. And if we look here what it says, it's practically the same as the durum. And it says, "Ego sum Jesus quem te persequeris, durum est tibi contra stimulum calcitrare, et tremens ac stupens dixit, Domine, quid me vis facere." Lord, what would you want me to do? Now, that's the Greek text, the Latin text. And in Greek, that missing sentence that's in the durum, not in the Word on Fire, that sentence in the Greek here on this Bible, they have it in parentheses, which would lend me to which would suggest that there's some doubt about this text. So can I set a challenge here? Some biblical experts, can you tell me, because I've been looking at the Protestant Bibles and the King James, and they retain that text which is in the durum, but it's not in newer versions. It's not in. I have a Spanish Latin Greek Bible here, which is about 50 years old, and it's also not in there. It's not in the Polish Bible, and it's not in a modern Spanish one. So can I ask the question, guys, if somebody could help me? Acts chapter 9 verse 5 and verse 6. Can somebody enlighten me why we have a piece of text which is in the durum, especially where St. Paul is saying, where he says, "And trembling and astonished said, Lord, what thou wilt have me do," which is not in this one, because in here it says 5, and he asked, who are you, Lord? And the reply came, I am Jesus whom you're persecuting. But get up and enter the city, and you will be told what to do. So there's a piece of text there. So just a bit of trivia. I'd love to know. I've been Googling, trying to find out, why we made the change, because, the duirems in my old Latin Bible, they seem to be the same, yet the word on fire is different. And maybe when you're doing when we're doing this, when this project is being done, it would be good to give maybe a footnote as to why this text would differ from the duirems, or would differ from Protestant Bibles, because people will, Protestant will pick it up and says, well, you've cut out a piece of text that is in the King James or something like that. I don't know. I'm sure somebody else will be reading them and comparing them and wondering. And as I said, people will say, oh, just read the duirems. I find the English very difficult, especially if you're trying to catechize somebody. You're somebody that's in their 20s and 30s, has never read the Bible. I find using this English and not the easiest way to catechize. And so that's why I'm interested in this project, because I think it'll give you, a better way of preaching the gospel. That's my thoughts. Anyway, so somebody who knows a bit about biblical scripture, maybe you could just put some comments below. I'd love to know if somebody could help me out. God bless. Take care. Bye bye.